Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to assemble some model kits, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego to Site, the Tier 2 blue emote into the chat there. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes, and if you just feel like being a lurker, you don't want to say anything, you can just lurk. That's also okay. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here on this Monday night. We've got two of these Zaku 2 F-type LeSean to build, or one is the unidentified type. We've been working hard on these for quite some time. Two high grades, building them at the same time. And what we're left with tonight is to finish them up. There's a shield because one of these kits has two shields. We got to build a shield for it, and then liquid cement some parts onto that shield. But the very first thing we'll do on the stream tonight is some water slide decals that need to get transferred over, which I am not particularly great at, but we'll do. We'll at least give it a shot. So that's tonight, and then we'll begin to start working on what will take quite some time, I am sure. The Narrative Gundam Master Grade B-Pax Verka. Which is basically just the Master Grade of the Narrative Gundam, which I've never built before. I don't think I've ever built a Narrative, certainly not the Master Grade. And then when that kit is done, there's a backpack that is like a weapons backpack that we got to build, the B-Pack. So we got to build all of that. And then also there's like a stand just for the backpack to support the kit, because one stand isn't enough apparently. So that's weird, but it'll be fun. Before we go to the overhead camera, I just want to quickly say that, hey, we're currently at 19 subscribers. The goal is to get to 30. I shut up about the number of subscribers I have when we hit 30. So if you want to become a subscriber or you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community, you could do that if you want to. Let's get into the water sliding. As you can see, here are our two that we've got here, and our dark green and our khaki. And yeah, we gotta finish the fight here by adding some water slide decals to our shields. And the best way to do that is to just take the shields off, really. Like that's the best way to do this, is just to take the shields off, put the water slides on them, and then put the shields back on once everything's nice and dry. Get that on there. We're gonna make ourselves some room here. Now, let's see. I've got two different types here, and each one there are two of, which is great because I could put the same one on both, or I could put one on each, and I haven't quite decided yet. I'm just kind of looking. I'm going to look at how they say that they put the colored one here on that kind of in the middle, looks like. So it would be like this, yeah. Something like that. Yeah, all right. So I could do that, or I could do... Yeah, okay. I'm now looking at the shields here to kind of help me figure out what I want to do with these. And I think that's... Yeah, okay. I think I figured this out. Water slide techniques. I'm not saying I'm great at it, but I'm pretty okay at it. We'll start by getting water into it. I have a little cup off camera here with some water, and I am going to get this nice and wet there. Get some water on the paper to make sure that the decal is separating from the paper. And then I will use a Q-tip to wet down this area that this is going to slide onto. All right, that should be good enough here. So I'm going to use some water on the area. And then I'm going to use my X-Acto blade. I'll make sure this is nice and wet over here as well. I'm going to use my X-Acto blade to remove this and kind of slide it over the water onto the surface. I'm going to get a little bit more water here. And then you kind of dry things off. And the hope is that I can dry things off while still keeping the sticker in place, but you can still adjust it as necessary. So I'm going to try this like this. I could try to slide it off with the Q-tip instead of the blade. We'll see how that goes. If it's ready to go, it is ready to go. Okay, so we can do that. And as long as I'm using the wet Q-tip, This I can move around quite a bit. And I can also use my X-Acto blade or the jeweler's tweezers to move them around as well. Which is a little easier sometimes to use the blade. We're going to go with that. Hey, Lord Crashins, and welcome, welcome. And then we're going to use the dry side to suck up some of the water here and not move this around too much. And we can press down. Oh, it came up on my finger here. Was expecting that. So we'll just try to adjust it a little bit here. Okay. Oops. And then using the dry here. Pat dry. And then underneath the light, it will finish curing a bit there. And then for the other one, we will use the lighter symbol here. There were plenty of other water slides. We could do a lot of water slides on like the gear here. There's also this like chain that we could use if we wanted to. I'm not going to bother with any of that. I just decided I didn't want to mess with any of that. But we are going to be using liquid cement to adhere some plastic, which is weird. That is a weird thing. Usually I only use liquid cement for glue kits or for parts that I've broken. I've used liquid cement to repair parts that I have damaged. So the idea of using it in this way is strange to me. All right, so get the water here. Let this soak a little bit more. And then we'll just hit this area here and dab some water on it. I'll pull this forward. Getting some nice and wet there. Then we will use this to slide this off. Again, we might want to end up using the X-Acto blade if we need to, but we're going to try to do the water slide. Okay, it's not sliding off. Could be that my jeweler's tweezers are on the actual part there. Let's soak it a little bit more water. You don't have to keep it in the water too long. Some people go a really long time, and you don't have to do that. That's like fucking perfect. This is like exactly where I want it. That's kind of crazy. So I'm not gonna fiddle with it. I'm gonna try to dry up some of the water that's on there to make it dry faster. But that's perfect. So we're just gonna take a dry Q-tip here. It's moving around on me. Okay. And now I'm just going to let that dry. And when it dries, it should adhere and they shouldn't come off. So we'll leave them to do that while we tackle the next thing, which is building a shield, another shield. This kit, this Zaku 2 is going to have a secondary shield that goes here. And that shield is going to have pieces that kind of fucking hang off of it, which is weird. Or go down. What's your biggest nemesis? Water slides or tiny stickers? So Lord Crashington, it's actually tiny water slides, decals. So it's true. Tiny regular stickers, like, are a pain in the ass. But tiny water slides are such a pain in the ass because trying to cut them small, and then remove them and slide the small piece off is a nightmare. One of the benefits of water slides is you can fuck up and fix your mistake. Stickers, it's pretty hard to fix. Now, actually, the bane of my existence when it comes to model kit stickers is actually stickers that have to bend and fold. The color correcting stickers on like a leg or a shoulder that have like the little divot points so you can fold them and they can like fold and be perfect and give you those angles that you couldn't get if it wasn't cut. I don't do a great job with those. So those are always frustrating. Whereas sometimes water slides aren't frustrating, like this one. This one turned out to not be frustrating, which is nice. We'll save these. I don't think we're going to need them, but if for some reason they don't adhere, they fall off, they scrape apart, I can always use that. I'll also say I don't have any, not any. I don't have a lot of experience with dry transfers, and the last time I did one, it really didn't turn out good. And so I would actually like to get some dry transfer stickers, and just practice. That's a thing I should probably do at some point. I'm honestly going to write that down here. Try transfer practice. Yeah. That's actually could be a good idea. So I'm writing that down in my to-do list, or my things. Okay. So let's we can put these away. Oh, I should say, because I don't use these that often, for anybody new watching this on the vault or watching this live, these are jeweler's tweezers. So most normal tweezers, which I don't even have here, they're open. They're open like this, and then you squeeze and they shut. And then by putting on pressure, you keep them open, or you keep them closed, I should say. These are the opposite. They are jeweler's style tweezers. You press to open them, and then you release and it closes. Be very careful if you are using like plastic to put in these, because something like this would be fine, but it's putting, right now, a lot of pressure is being put on this piece of plastic. And so if it was something like part of a face, like a tiny, or a head that is tiny, it could slide out and fly away, and that would be obviously awful. But for sticker applications, water slide decals, like the idea that I can just clip it on there, like I said, this extra, which we're going to keep and we'll be careful with, that I can just go like this, right in the corner, put it into my water, take it out, place it where I want it, trace over. I'm doing nothing with this hand. I am not focus. I can focus with my other hand to move things around. Especially nice for, I'm left-handed, right? My right hand, I don't have to worry about. I can just do whatever with it, and it's fine, because I don't have to touch this right now, especially with paper. No problem, not going to slide out. This is certainly not something everybody needs. It certainly is not something I really need, but they're very awesome. I have 3 of them. I use this one primarily because it has the bend. I got one that's pointy, and I got one that's 90 degrees. I like this one the best. Again, I don't use them all that often, but when I do use them, they are fantastic. Also, sometimes I like to just put like a poly cap right in there to, if it's being a problem, try to get that poly cap in to the plastic. That's really nice. All right. Let's work on this other shoulder here, or the other shield, I should say, not shoulder. And then we're going to learn together how to apply plastics using liquid cement in a... This is a premium Bandai high grade that is asking me to use liquid cement. That is strange. It's a strange thing. I've never come across this before in one of these kits. And I was very surprised when I saw that. We'll panel line it first, and then we'll put in some stuff there. Dirty just subscribed, 80 months. Thank you so much, Dirty. Let's go to the Bear Cave Lego site. Tier 2. Whoops, that's the wrong button. I got the wrong sound effect playing, and apparently I can't undo it. It's just going to do it on its own. I'll drink some water. There we go. Sorry about that. Thank you very much, Dirty. 80 months. That's so many months. I appreciate your continued support. Thank you. So yeah, I have never come across a kit that is saying, hey, use this liquid cement. That is a snap kit like this. Also, hi, LeSean, welcome. I've had kits that are like, I've done some car kits, all the initial D kits except for one. There's one initial D kit out there that I built that didn't use liquid cement, but everything else is liquid cement because that's how that's cars. That is just the thing. Car kits still use the liquid cement, but I haven't ever come across a kit where most of it is snap, and then a little bit of them are use the glue. And my assumption is they just couldn't figure out how to do it, and they didn't bother because it's just like fake ass treads on a shield. The idea is this shield is supposed to be like from parts of a tank that they just repurposed, which is fucking cool. So like I am excited to see how that works once we put it all together. I find that pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so this is going to go in here like this. Now, does it make sense? Let me pop this in. Is that going to be annoying? No, that's not going to be annoying to put the liquid cement on there, so we'll leave that. I was thinking if it became annoying, then we would swap. We would just pop this piece out, and we still can. We can still pop this piece out if it's becoming annoying when it's time. I need this one here. This extra shield. These should be drying, but we're going to give these plenty of time. I don't want to say it's hot in this room, but it's on the warmer side. So they should dry out pretty well. And they're also underneath some lights that will kick up some heat. Even if they are LEDs, not halogens, they still kick up some heat. All right, so then I gotta snap this on like so. Oh, there we go, great. And then, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pop this out until we do the thing we do. First, we'll panel line it with the black marker on here, because I think it'll still look good. And then we can put these pieces on. Again, a unique experience in my opinion. But we'll make this shield look nice. And what I'll also do is, when the shield is done, I'm going to take a photo of the shields, because when I put them back on the kits, you won't be able to see the handiwork we've done, because they'll be on the sides. So I'll just take a little photo of this when we're done. Just be like, hey, check this shit out. Okay. All right. That's all the parts there that we need to do, because we don't really need to do the backside. So we'll just clean this up. And then we will do some liquid cement on here. Okay. Again, uncharted territory for me. I am not repairing things with this. I am not doing a glue kit. I use Testors, liquid cement. When they say when you're talking about a glue kit, you are using this. What this does, if you were unaware. I can be a little educational here now and then. This is going to chemically bond two layers of plastic together by causing a chain reaction where a little bit of melting occurs, and then by pressure, those pieces of plastic adhere to one another and then dry, and then a bond is formed that can certainly be broken, but is pretty damn strong, especially if you're not going to be, it doesn't necessarily fix a stress point, but you can do some repairs with it. I've certainly used liquid cement mostly for repairs when I've like snapped a piece or clipped something off of its sprue by mistake. So I have these pieces which we're not going to use. These pieces are meant for to put over the chains that I'm not going to be attaching to stuff because I didn't like the look of it. But yeah, we got these tank treads here. And we're going to be adhering them. And there's no, instead of taking this piece and putting divots for these to snap into, they're just you can just glue them on, which is interesting. So if I just kind of just put them out there, it'll look like this. And there are two that go at the bottom. 1 and 5 go at the bottom. Strange. Yeah. And we can kind of just do what we want with it, but this is how it's going to look. And so I'll open up here and then apply some liquid cement here to this surface. And then kind of guide this like this. And then I'm just going to put pressure on here. And it might slide around a little bit. It might not be perfect, but this is really all I need to do. Is I have made the edge of this. You only need to do it on one side. You don't have to do liquid cement on both sides. But I have just basically melted a little bit of these treads here and then put pressure on, and that's going to be stable. Now, if I go in with a screwdriver or a spudger, I can probably pop this off now. In a week, I might not be able to pop it off, which is pretty cool. All right, so we'll do 2 4s, and then a 3, and then a 4, and then the 5 and 1. These might not be perfect, but like, who cares? Literally, this is, I think this looking a little haphazard is good for this design element to it. Oh, I'm also going to try to not breathe in fumes. You know what I mean? I actually could. You know what? Hold on a second. I'll be right back in 1 second. You'll hear me talking for a little bit. I'll be right back. Okay. Let me just get this. All right. Okay. All right, coming back in now. Hello. I have turned on a fan. That will be good for moving the air around in here. But I will attempt, as I'm doing this, to not breathe in the fumes of this. I'll do my best. But also, I should have had the fan on anyway, just because it's going to get warm in here. But I didn't have it on. I sometimes forget that I have a fan. Thank you, Lord Christensen. Happy to be back. All right, just going to put that in there. Screw that on like that, and then kind of give it a little bit of room. And also, this is the thing that some people will do. You can certainly, if you want to do battle damage, sometimes people will clip pieces and get the cuts and then use a file to like make it so that it's not, doesn't look like you just use snippers. You can also apply some liquid cement and just add on some random garbage and detritus, or you can make that look like it was like punctured and stuff like that. People will do something where they'll use like a hot piece of metal, like a tiny thin piece of metal, and then put a hole in a piece of plastic and then push another thing in there and then hear it with liquid cement to make it look like it was always there. That is certainly a thing you can do. If you wanted to weather and battle damage a kit, you don't just have to use, tools correctly. Okay. If you do have liquid cement, you can leave the cap off for a little bit while you're working, but don't leave it off for too long, because you will, of course, dry out. It'll dry out eventually. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty fucking cool. Then we'll do the longest one, which is 3. Just maybe not long, but slightly different. And again, this doesn't have to match perfectly with what they're doing, as long as you get them all on there. It makes for a very unique thing. This is a unique shield. I don't think I've built anything like this before. As I said, I've certainly never built a snap kit that had instructions that suggested I used liquid cement. That's a new one for me. Also, if you are ever doing a car kit and you are using liquid cement on clear plastic, don't press down with your fingers. Use any kind of tool to apply that. I did have liquid cement on one of my fingers on a car windshield the back windshield, and then it got my fingerprint on it, which is not great, you know, not the best. It was not the look I was going for, I will say. It was unique, but it wasn't what I was going for. So be careful of that with the liquid cement. Don't get it on your fingers and then press your fingers into a piece of plastic. That ain't good. But yes, I am making use of my fan. I'm happy about that. Oh, hey, you know what? While I'm doing this, I can't really do other stuff. So life update from your boy Pat. Got a little life update for you. I'm going in tomorrow morning for a eye exam because I am finally going to get new glasses. This is a thing that is unbelievably long overdue, but the money's right for it. So I'm going to get an eye exam tomorrow in the morning. And so I did a little prep work yesterday. I was like, I want to like narrow down frames from, because these are from Warby Parker, and the glasses I had before that are from Warby Parker, and the glasses I had before that are from Warby Parker. I like them. So I was like, you know what? I want to try to get frames like these. What I'll do is I'll go into my Warby Parker account and I will look up the name of the frames, because they won't have them, but I can look them up and I can see what they look like, and maybe I can find matching, or I can Google like the name and see if people have talked about like, oh, if you liked these, get these. When I went to my account and I clicked on my last purchase, there was a link. These are Roosevelt, and they still sell them. All of these years later, Warby Parker still sells the frames that I currently have. I'm just going to get those again. I'm very excited about that. I could do the whole like try on thing. I could use their AI thing to like map my face and give me suggestions. I could do all that stuff. I could browse through. But why do all that when I know I like these frames? And they're not, it's not like there's the same, it like links to the page, so I can just get these frames for my fucking face. And I'm very excited about that. I'm very pleased to find that out. That is something I was not expecting, and I'm very happy to say that I will be getting those. So I'm going to hopefully have my prescription tomorrow when I come home from getting it done, and then just immediately order them. That is the hope anyway, is I can immediately do that. All right, so we're going to press this down. It's a little close, but I don't mind it. I think that's fine. And this is a very unique shield on a kit that, you know, there's some customization on this kit that I think is really neat. And this is a strange shield, but I like it. Yeah, well, see, can I get that? Okay, I'm gonna go like that. Okay. All right, so let's take a photo of the two water slide shields and the shields of water slides and the shield that I use liquid cement. And then I'm going to make sure this is sealed and then put it out of, get it out of my area here, away from me, because I don't want to be near it. So yeah, I'm going to take a photo of these, and then I'll take a photo with everything together, because we've now finished this. The Zaku 2 F-type LeSean and the Zaku 2 unidentified type LeSean are basically done once I put the shields on there. But I want to get a photo just as they are. And then we'll move on to the narrative Gundam Master Grade, and eventually do the B-Pack as well. But I got to get this going here. So yeah. A life update. I'm going to get some goddamn glasses. And I'm very excited about that. Camera. There we go. So yeah, I don't do a lot of water slides, so I was happy that these look good. They're not perfect, but they're fine. And then let's see if I can get this shield on here. It goes in like that, and then pop it out a little bit here. I can just do that, I guess. That's probably easier. That, and then... Because here, you can... If I go like this, you can kind of see with the work I did. But you can't really see it. And you definitely won't be able to see this. So, like... I wanted to take a photo of my handiwork. And then this shield just goes on like this. Like a normal Zaku 2 F-type. Thank you to DSHS for sending these in. I had already built, you know, this variation of it, but it's really interesting to work on the two together at the same time. That is a strange thing that they did for Premium Bandai, but I think it turned out pretty rad. And we'll take a photo of these two together and then move on to the next thing. And by the next thing, I mean the next kit. Oop. There it is. Okay. Come on. Come on, phone. Every once in a while, my phone is just like, what? Oh, okay. Oh. All right, slide these down a little bit for my photo. Because I have to zoom out quite a bit to get them all in the photo. Great. All right. Thank you, Zaku's. Zaku 2s. You can go over here. Oh, this thing popped right off. That'll be annoying. All right, let's put those over there so they're out of my way, and then we will hit boom, narrative Gundam with the B packs. You can see that's the big things there. The B packs. The things on the backpack there, the big old backpack with the weapons and all that. Those are the B packs. They do have wires. This kit does come with some rubber wire here. This is not structural, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. It did also come with so many water slides that I bet I won't fucking use. Look at all these goddamn water slides. And then it's a master grade, but it's also a Premium Bandai thing. So there are some stickers. These look really nice, though. These are nice looking stickers. Some of the marketing material here is going to say C packs, but this is the B packs kit. It's mildly confusing, mostly fine. I gotta get the instructions though. Also, there's sure a lot of water slides I would never use. Yes, Latchbrook, indeed. So we have, you can see it says the C packs here. That is just the name of this kit. So we're gonna do the instructions here, which also had a lot of fucking pages of stuff here that we don't have to worry about. A lot of ding dang things. I believe that everywhere we see this color, for our purposes, these are going to be clear. Also, there's a goddamn interview in here. I don't know what this is, but there's an interview. And they also translated it, which is weird in a way that I'm like, all right. And then, yeah. So we're going to build the narrative Gundam as instructed. And then we've got the B-Packs expansion set for the narrative Gundam C-Packs Verka. So this is the thing we're going to build after, which eventually will be the backpack and all that. Look at that thing. It's fucking huge. It's crazy. And then it comes with a stand if you want to take them off and put them on a stand. And then also all of these goddamn water slides you could put on if you wanted to put water slides on it. I still need to watch Gundam NT. I had no idea it had a core fighter. Yes, it's the first thing we're going to build is the core fighter, which is cool. And then there's a third instruction booklet, which is the action base that's included, because as a master grade, you really don't need the action base except when you put a big backpack on it. And it literally gives me the 3 bases. It's that big of a stand. Because it's like, you're going to fucking need this shit when you put that giant backpack on there. In the instruction manual for the Master Grade B-Pack expansion set, it is marked as Narrative Gundam C-Pack sold separately, but Narrative Gundam C-Pack's Verka is included in this package. And they're like, oh, just so you know, it's all together. Because you could buy the Narrative Gundam C-Pack and build it, and then later buy the expansion. And this is the premium Bandai set that is both. It is both. It is everything together. This is 2024. Yeah, this came out. So basically, this is this is the expansion included with the kit, which is cool. It's also a very big box. It's quite the large box. And then because it's like the way things are this, it starts with C. My sprues are C, and again, clear instead of pink. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, N, and then X, whatever for the backpack and all that. So we start, C is the top letter on here. We're going to build with M and D. There is undergating on here. So I will be constantly worried about undergating, which is fun. Make sure it's facing the right way and all that. Yes, so there is gating that I do have to remove. But not all the time. Sometimes it's not gating. I think that... Does that mean they're gating? Okay, no, it's an arrow. Okay. So this is just, don't snip that out. There's a little thing there. It's like, don't snip that piece out. But if you see the arrow, like right there, that means that's undergating. So it is a filled in arrow to represent undergating. And it doesn't look like there is any here, but there will be some later. It's a whole fucking thing. Undergating is a whole thing that I don't love, but it's fine. It's worse on real grades than on master grades, in my opinion. The master grade ones are unbelievably difficult to deal with. Oh, actually, step 1 is still D. D16 and K12. Okay. And this one is saying, hey, there's little nubbins. Don't cut those nubbins. Which is like, okay, sure. I won't. D16 is... 7, 11, 12, 22. Oh, it's... God, these... Where is it? Which piece is it? 3. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7... D16 is D13. D16 right here. Tiny piece. Holy shit. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. But see how it's got a little tiny piece that's sticking out, and it's like, don't snip that off. Which is fair. This is like this is our little man in a cockpit. It's such a tiny goddamn piece. I'm also going to take D13 out while I'm here, which is this here. So even though this is a master grade, we still have some tiny ass pieces because sometimes a master grade still has a tiny core fighter in it. You know, you think you're working in the 1/100. You know, I'm working in the 1/100 scale. There's going to be some. There's not going to be anything teeny tiny, itsy bitsy, teeny weeny, micro sized, really annoying. And then the kid is like, ha ha ha, wrong. There's plenty of tiny pieces for you to deal with. Eat shit. This is also sent to me by DSHS. Thank you, DSHS. For these ridiculous kits. If you didn't hear the story, DSHS did a thing that around Christmas time, Bandai does a mystery bundle where you can spend money and get a mystery kits. And had already built the narrative Gundam, so this was a dupe. And just knew that would never get around because of their backlog, would just never get around to working. You know, we'll go we'll go a little closer here. Get a little zoomed in as we work. It'll be better for y'all. But knew that just would never get to working on the Zakus. So, which is understandable, reasonable. But their decision not to work on a kit is our gain of having a kit that we can work on. All right, so I need M1, 2, and 3. But they reached out and said, hey, do you want these kits? And apparently still got plenty of kits that they were interested in building. So that's great. Even with all of these, it's apparently still worth it. So I said, yeah, I would very much like to build these 2 kits. So you can send them my way and I will build them. And of course they jumped the queue. I got a good little backlog. Although I think the next time my $10 patrons get to vote on what I'm building, and it's been a while for them to be able to vote. By the time we finish all this, it'll be in May. So they didn't get a lot of voting in. But I'll probably just put up like some I don't know. I'll probably put up like a Transformers kit that I have and like a Lego or maybe I'll just put up like all brick kits because I have Lego and I have the Mega Constructs kits there. I've got a Mega Pokemon kit. Maybe I'll just put those up as things to be like, hey, because I might need a goddamn break from Bandai here after we finish up all of these kind of cool premium kits. Maybe I'll just want something easy. It's like, this is like being weird here. What am I doing wrong? I should make sure this is D13. I'm 99% sure this is D13. But let me just... it could be a different one. No, yeah, that's 13. Yeah, that's D13. Okay, that's D13. You never know. Sometimes it might just be a piece that looks like D13 and isn't. And then I'm like, trying my damnedest. But okay, so yeah. It goes like that. Like that I get. This part goes in here. It's just the cockpit. Like this should... Okay, yes, all right. Okay, I've got it. I've got it set in here. And then this one should be pretty easy to get right. All right. I had to fiddle with this a lot, but I think I've got it. Well, I had it on one side. There it is. Okay. That, for whatever reason, was very frustrating, but we got it done. And it's not 3 stickers, which also would have been annoying. So I'm happy with that. But you gotta have it look good. Gotta look nice. And then, all right, we're building another piece here. It's going to be D27, D28, and K15. So put that there. Again, tiny pieces. We're doing our best with tiny pieces here. We had to start with the tiny. I could skip it. I have been asked this before, and so I will address this. For the most part, I do like to do things in order. I have on occasion skipped ahead if it's like 10:30 at night Eastern time, of course, and like the next thing involves a bunch of stickers. I might jump to something that's a little easier because I just kind of lose focus towards the end of the streams. So I'm like, I have been known to do that, but generally, if it's like first thing we're building is the core fighter, like obviously I don't know what's next. We're gonna build the whole core fighter, and then we're gonna learn how to transform it. We could put it on a stand. The next thing we build is a chest. Like, we could build the chest first. We could build the head first, but it said, hey, build this core fighter. And I'm like, okay. Sometimes you might even do the core fighter last on a different kit. But they wanted me to do this first, so we'll build the whole thing, then we'll pan align it, because, you know, it looks good that way. Yeah, it'll be... There's a lot of pieces to this core lander, which is cool. I think that's cool. And it will transform, because it'll go from being the core lander to sticking and becoming basically the backpack. So, all right, and that's going to go like that. And then later, D24 is going to go on the other side. I'm fairly confident I know how, like, even if I don't know every single part and every single understand, like, I have an understanding of generally how these are going to work together and look, even if I don't know every moment of the build. So that's going to go like that. And then that's going to go like that. Yeah. Okay. That goes together, and then this allows some movement here. This thing goes around. Slide that in. Put on this side. Okay. Does that go in there? Oh, okay. It slides through like that. Got it. I'm getting it now. Hey, here's some news from the world of gaming. We don't have to go into too much of it. We can save some of it for Thursday. Just some quick hits here. People Can Fly have acquired Cooldown Games, and they are going to have a publishing, as it's put here in Game Developer, vertical. People Can Fly, Outriders, and Gears of War Judgment makers. They acquired the publisher Cooldown Games. They were a bunch of people that either left Gearbox Publishing or were like let go when when Gearbox broke free of who the fuck owned them? Embracer. When Gearbox broke free of Embracer, Gearbox Publishing stayed and renamed itself because they couldn't use Gearbox anymore. And so a bunch of people from that left to go do something else. And one of the things that happened out of that is... oh shit, I missed a piece. I gotta fix this. Sorry, I missed a piece here. One of the things that came out of that is the development of the studio... Cooldown Games, and apparently the teams worked together on Bloodstorm Full Clip Edition, which I forgot existed, and so then just went ahead and said, oh hey, actually let's just purchase you. Alright, so it's going to look like that when it's done. And hopefully that'll be good for, you know, like, when indie developers buy publishers, it's sometimes feels a little weird and sometimes feels like, oh, that's just right, that's a great idea, so who knows. But hopefully that will be good. This is a Polish studio buying a Texas-based publisher, which will hopefully not cause any issues as well. And then also I need to figure out how this fits in. Sorry. I'm not sure I understand. I am not sure I understand how these pieces interact with one another, so I'm going to attempt to figure that out. But yeah, that you know, a little bit of good gaming news. It is nice to get some good gaming news on occasion. Hopefully that'll lead to people getting work and keeping work. Let's see. Other news. The Steam controller. That Steam has got some stuff coming. The Steam machines are coming. Those are delayed a bit, it looks like, due to the RAM shortages, of course. And all of that good stuff. There's going to be some delays, but the controller doesn't have delays based on the availability of RAM, of course. So that those can come out before. And then these Steam machines and Steam frames are going to be dealing with some delays there. Thankfully, there's no RAM or storage inside of it, so. Yeah, they're shipping it soon. I believe there are no pre-orders for that. It'll just be available and you can buy it, which is kind of interesting. And I wonder how stock is going to be of the controller, or they don't think there's going to be, like, maybe they think like not enough people will buy it until the actual machines come out. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure Valve has done plenty of market research on that. All right, we got this on. And it can also move up and down, so you can sit in there. It's kind of neat. And then we will take this. And then I am confused about... All right, so that lifts up. And this is going to look like this. I am not sure how this works. I want to say it goes like... Okay, it goes like that. All right. This is separating in a way I don't like, so I think I might have done something wrong here. Okay. There it is. And then that'll shut. Great. Hooray. Oh, and there's another piece that goes on the top and bottom of this. And that'll hopefully lock everything into place. K14. Can't wait for the frame, says Lysanus. Hell yeah. I have no plans of getting any of those systems. I mean, like, if I see the Steam controller on sale at some point, maybe I'll pick that up, because the knockoff Xbox controller I have is pretty good, but, you know, I could maybe use an upgrade. But if I was going to do anything with a computer these days, which I don't imagine I will, it would probably be an upgrade to my current rig more than getting a Steam machine. But yeah. If you're wondering, hey Pat, what's the next upgrade you would do in your setup? You got new lighting, you have a new webcam. It's not that new now, but it was new. You got a few things. What else? What else is on the agenda? The answer is microphone, a better microphone. I would like to get a mic. Well, so what I want to get is a microphone that will work with the stand that I have right now, because the stand is fine. This microphone's not great. It's okay. So the idea is that I would get a microphone that would work with the stand, and then eventually get a new arm stand for the microphone, but a microphone that's lighter than this. And also, what I really want to get is, I want to get a microphone that has USB C, or, you know, USB 3.0, 3.1 out, and also XLR. I want both, because I don't want to get a breakout box. I don't want to get one, but I want to have the option. What I don't want to get is a expensive USB mouse, or mic, I should say, not mouse, mic, and then have something that can't be upgraded, has no upgrade path. That's the idea, is get a better mic, and then eventually get a better mic arm. Didn't know they had ones that do both. Yeah. So Lashbrook, you're spending more by having one that does both. There's a Rhodes one that's very good, and I would be spending way more money on that than I would be spending on just a new microphone that's USB or a new microphone that's XLR. But also, if I'm buying a inexpensive XLR mic or a cheaper one, at least not even necessarily inexpensive, but just cheaper. But then I also have to buy a box, and then also the XLR to like USB interface things that people have gotten. A couple of those went out of business, and don't have any support going forward. So people have started to do homebrew, and I'm like, I don't want any of that. If I buy a microphone from a reputable company, even if they go out of business, the mic doesn't need upgrades. And then down the road, if I manage to end up getting a box, then I can use it for both, or I can take it with me to recordings, right? That's not necessarily a thing that's going to come, but what if I wanted to take it on the road, right? I take it on the road, I plug it right into my laptop. Excellent, no problems. Or I'm doing something and I'm going to a place and, oh, we don't have a mic for you. Do you have an XLR cable? Because I can just plug my mic right in. So that kind of thing. Because this arm is fine right now. It will need to be upgraded eventually. So yeah, that'll open up a whole realm of possibilities for me. And I think this microphone is fine. It's fine, but that is the next thing that I would like, and that's the thing that I'm working towards. Now, should I get a DSLR to replace the camcorder that I use for my overhead camera? There's an argument for it that if I got a lighter camera, then the stand that I use, or the arm I use for it, would be better. I could do a more lightweight arm, and I could do a bunch of stuff with it. The thing is, honestly, the price I would be spending on a DSLR that the price I would be spending on a DSLR that would have the digital zoom that this camera has is just way too much money for what I am looking for. The money I would be spending on that is just ridiculous. What do you have that a DSLR would be lighter? So, I have a Panasonic camcorder that is very heavy. Some DSLRs would definitely be heavier than that, but some of them would be lighter. Really what it is that this camcorder just has an unbelievable amount of zoom. It is just remarkable how much I can zoom with it. So I kind of want to keep it. One last news story, and then we'll take a pause for the cause and talk about other ways you can support the channel before we get into all of this mess. Developers at Magic the Gathering Arena are unionizing. So this is not all of WotC. This is not all of the Magic team. These are people that work on Magic the Gathering Arena, the video game. And so they are forming a union, and they hope to be recognized. These are Wizards of the Coast employees announced they have a supermajority of individuals committed to a union, and they invited Wizards of the Coast and parent company Hasbro to voluntarily recognize the union and to remain neutral during ongoing unionization efforts, which is what you want there. A third of the company overall, Wizards of the Coast, got laid off in 2025. And this is a good first step. They're looking for layoff protections and clear guidelines and protections around generative AI, and their ability to push back against that, and better defined career progression. Uh, and so here's the thing that Hasbro has. Hasbro has a industry standard thing lots of people have in the board game and tabletop space that Hasbro can claim ownership of personal projects made in employees' free time with their own resources. Do they ever do that? No. Really, that's in place so you are not, if you come up with a great idea, you are there predisposed to sell it to Hasbro, right? Are they just going to say like, oh, we own that full right out? They're not. That's an industry thing. But the people that are working at there are from the gaming industry. And it is common that when you make video games, if you work on an indie game in your free time, company don't got that. They don't got any of that. So it is a like, oh yeah, it's understandable from where you're coming from, but from our perspective, this is crazy, and we just want to get rid of that. And also there could be in conversation about like, I guess for them perspective, like, hey, if I'm working on this, I'm working on this thing for Hasbro, and in my free time, I work on a first-person shooter. That's got nothing to do with you. I should be able to just do that. So it is basically being like, hey, you got to treat us like a video game company, not like a card, like a tabletop thing, which I think is reasonable. It'll be interesting where they come from this. If Hasbro is going to be insane, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And it's looking about 100 workers. And they could not give it. They did not give Kotaku an exact number of how many people said, but it was a apparently very large percentage of those 100 employees said they would like to unionize. So that's enough for them, obviously, to move forward with it. And I hope it goes great for them. I hope they get voluntarily recognized and it's awesome and they don't have to go on strike and they don't have to do anything like that. We'll fucking see what happens. But good luck to them. All right. Now it's part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you, friends, for a couple minutes here about ways that you can support the channel and what I do here. Everything I'm about to talk to you is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of the things I'm about to chat with you about, but if you would like to, that would be great. I would love that. First and foremost, pardon me. If you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear workshop, why don't you go ahead and throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe. If you're a tier 2 subscriber, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. You could be like Dirty and, who resubbed. You could be a subscriber, which is great. Or Harold, who got hit 100 months on Saturday, which is bonkers, capital B bonkers. You could be 1 month or 2 months. That would be great. You could also use your Prime Gaming token if you'd like to do that. We are currently at, 19 subscribers. The goal is to get to 30. I shut up about the number of subscribers I have when I hit 30. So if you would like to shut me the fuck up, you can subscribe or gift a sub anonymously or take credit for it. 1 gifted sub, 5 gifted subs, however you want to do it. There might be, let me see if they've got a promotion going on right now. Sometimes a promotion appears and I didn't notice. So I want to see if there's some kind of thing going on there. Yeah, there is that you can save money. Bundles of 5, you can save money right now. I believe until the end of this month. So if you would like to gift some subs, you could save like $5 off each bundle. That's crazy. So you could do that if you wanted to. If you wanted to give some subs to the community, you could do that, and that's neat. There are other ways to support me financially. That's just the easiest because you're already here on Twitch. You could join my Patreon at the $1, $3, $5, or $10 tier. There are different... Sorry, I'm going to get my chair comfortable here. There we go. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. I have a Q&A video that I'll be recording either tomorrow or Wednesday to get it out by the end of the month. I actually don't know when I'm going to record this. Probably will be Wednesday. Now I think about how my day tomorrow is going to be. But I'm going to record a Q&A video. And that's the only thing that I make in the grand scheme of all the videos I make and all those things that's exclusive just to patrons. So consider. I have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBaer. Over on my YouTube channel, you can, of course, subscribe for free. But if you would like to become a member for just $2 a month, you'll get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. We'll get a little early adoption on those. So tomorrow, you'll get a video that other people are going to have to wait until like Wednesday to see. So that's pretty neat. Got that, we got that, we got that. Is there anything else I want to say about the YouTube? Those are all monthly ways to support me. If you just want to throw something in the tip jar, I've got a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and you can make a direct donation. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out financially. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits and Lego sets and gear on occasion. The lights I bought recently. That is from your generosity. Past you is helping out present me. If you would like to help out future me, you could buy something, or you could subscribe to one of those ways. Now, I said the DSHS sent me the kits that I finished up tonight and the kit I'm starting tonight. Also, they jumped the queue because they were purchased for me. If you would like to buy something for me to build, you can head over to my Amazon wish list. That's the easiest way to do that. See if there's something there you'd like to see put together. I've got a Gundam for a kit from Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway, the Gustav Karl high grade. That's in there. I really like the color of that. I got some gear. I've got some Lego and model kit, Gundams and all kinds of different things. Some knockoff Lego. There's a Xenomorph brick kit that I would be happy to put together. That might turn out to be a fucking nightmare, but you could buy that for me to build if you wanted to. All kinds of different things and things that I'd be happy to put together if you wanted me to. Take a look at the list. See if there's something there that strikes your fancy. And again, it comes to me, jumps the queue, becomes the next thing I work on. Take a look. Let's see, what else we got? We've got... my alternative to having a wish list on Amazon is I have a wish list on Throne. See if there's something there. And of course, if you want to support me financially, it has to be convoluted and weird. Go to USA Gundam Store. Buy a gift card at USA Gundam Store. They will send you an email with a gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper here on Twitch or a private message on Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. Okay. And that's, that is, again, convoluted. If you want to support me financially, but you don't want to spend any money, join my Discord. We'd love to have you in the Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on or just news they think I would be interested in or the community would like. You know, it's a cool little Discord. I recently added, recorded, I should say, a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. It's another episode about weird manga. It's technically a manga club episode, if you can believe it. But yeah, I put up a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club talking about 5 more weird manga premises. So these are real manga that exists, some of which I've read, some of which I haven't, that have bizarre as hell stories. And I started with one that if you watch a lot of anime, you go, that's not that weird. But it is weird because we are conditioned to not think that anime is weird because we have been exposed to so much of it that we don't realize. We have built up a high tolerance for anime bullshit and manga bullshit. So it starts with one that you're like, maybe, and then it ends with one that you're like, wait, that wasn't a joke? Because it's not. We end with one that got turned into an anime not too long ago, and it's bizarre that exists. So yeah, check that out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. They're shorts. And I talked about Journal with Witch, which is a devastating anime in a good way. It is sometimes very funny, often very poignant. It is about surviving and moving on and rekindling relationships that maybe didn't even actually exist. It is unbelievably honest and earnest and lovely. It is one of the best shows of the winter 2026 season, and will I can't say for sure it's going to be my top 10, but it's probably got a place there. It's really fucking strong, y'all. God damn, it's really good. So watch my 1 minute about that. So it's Monday. It's Manga Monday. So I have 2 manga to chat with you about, and then we'll talk about anime that I have been watching. And we'll do all of that in just a moment. I played this sound cue earlier by mistake, so we'll play it on purpose right now. I'm going to dramatically transition to the overhead camera, have something to drink, and then also get back into model kit building. And we'll do all of that right now. All right. Let me tell you a little bit about some manga. Only one of this is an isekai. And it is the first one, Reincarnated as a Prince with Summon Magic. It is, this is a good time. So, our dude, we don't know why, but we just had like some guy, and then a girl hands him a ticket. And he's like, okay, I don't know what this is. And it's a reincarnation ticket. And then everything kind of fades. And when he next realizes it, that's an N4 and N6, he is now in some sort of fantasy world. And he is Rufus. He is a prince. And he obviously, it takes him a little time to figure this out and figure out what's going on. But he turns out, our guy Rufus has cool magic. Very rare magic called summoning magic. There are only a few summoners in the kingdom. And he's like, oh, cool. So, of course, by being from a different world, he has some ideas of, what he can do with summoning magic, and also probably because he's a prince, we don't actually fully know why, but possibly because he's a prince, he has innate abilities to do a bunch of stuff and is gonna be an incredible summoner. And in another story, this would be the part where I talk about him being banished because people don't understand summoning magic and all of that, and him being misunderstood and mistreated. And that is not the case. Everybody's just like, wait, what? You can use summoning magic? Hell yeah! All right. We'll bring it. Bring you to the guild master of the Summoner Guild, and have you meet some people and learn about it, and we'll support you. And okay, let's figure this out. It's a very rare gift. He doesn't get banished. He doesn't get kicked out. He is unbelievably supported. And of course, he also wants to help the family out. A lot of these things are cute because he is using his imagination and he is summoning mythical, legendary things. Yes, there is a legendary beast, a divine beast, a Fenrir, that has a smug look on his face because it's a fun little bit of business where he knows that he's a mythical creature, and he's just like, yeah, you summoned me. There's a fun bear that gets summoned. There's a little salamander friend. So there's some good, silly summons. There is a robot chef that is I think that's probably my favorite summon is the fun robot chef that shows up. because he wants to learn recipes he wants a legendary creature to teach them cool recipes, which is a good reason to do that. All right, so a lot of these instructions seem very confusing, and I'm going to do my best to figure this out. So bear with me as I try to figure this out. This says click. So, like, what do you mean? Oh, okay. I guess that kind of does click in. That goes like that. The fuck? It goes like that. And then this piece needs to go like this. The instructions here are a little confusing. I think I'll figure it out as we go. But right now I'm a little confused. Is it supposed to go like that? That doesn't seem right. There is like a... Yeah, so if that goes like this, and then this has to like clip on here. Sorry, I got quiet here. Anyway, the robot is my favorite. The robot chef is great. Oh, also, there's a treasure chest that is just like, is a legendary creature that at some point was the dumping ground. It goes like this. Okay. This treasure chest is like can talk, and is at one point like definitely was with some legendary people that used it for storage. And so he just kind of has to be like, hey, do you have something like this? And then the treasure chest probably has it like, oh no, where are we going to get this legendary elixir? And the treasure chest is like, I have like 3 of them if you want one. And so the family, again, very supportive, but also has to be like, hey, your summons could just completely alter the entire world. So we just need to like be careful about it. And that's refreshing. That is a fun bit of refreshing like storytelling of like the family being supportive. Like his older brother, who is the crown prince, is just like, they give him a gift to make his life easier, and it will make his life easier to work, but it's like a legendary compass or something. And he's just like, I should really just give this to Dad because he's the king. But thank you. It's just nice. It's nice and cute. It's a fun little story. And like I said, an element of it that I really like is how everybody's like pretty supportive of him. And it's not a banishment story, and that's just nice. A lot of isekai these days are banishment stories. The other story, this is an interesting one. So the manga that I'll be talking about is The Lifestyle Magicians Challenge the Dungeon. This manga is already over. It's already done. Because they started a new manga with a new title called The Lifestyle Magicians Challenge the Undersea Shrine. So instead of they finished the arc, the Challenge the Dungeon arc, and instead of just moving on to the next arc, they're retitling the thing, and they're putting out a new manga with a new name, which is weird. It's weird that they're doing that, but yeah. So the first one, which is again just like the first arc, if you want to just read that, is called The Lifestyle Magicians Challenge the Dungeon. And so this is like pre-banishment, like people are being shitty. Basically, there's a lot of different kinds of magic you can study at this magic academy. I listed a bunch of them. Spirit magic, summoning magic, of course, combat magic has the biggest budget. Combat magic is like the football team. Like, it's getting the most money because it's the flashiest or whatever. The department that has the least amount of money is the errand department, which is, of course, not what they would refer themselves as, but what they're referred to as, because it's lifestyle magicians. because lifestyle magic is considered like, oh, you can just like clean and do chores, like what, like, oh, magic that everyone can use, who cares? So they're looked down upon, because of course they would be. Turns out the three main characters who are in the lifestyle department, Kenny, Shoku, and Rion, are unbelievably talented. And for the most part, not all of them, but some of them are only in that department because the other departments are a fucking hassle. At least one of them. Kenny is just there. He knows word magic, where he can say words and bring them to life, and they're incredibly overpowered. But word magic is considered a life skill, so it is not considered like a combat thing, even though it can be used in combat. And the other ones are just like using their unbelievable powers, like they're just overpowered characters. One of them knows summoning magic, and yeah, they can like use a medium to summon things, and usually that is used for transportation, like you would summon like a magic beast to carry things. But she can make shadows, like shadow manipulation. They could do all kinds of things, and she can like, they can kill a monster, and then she can summon a monster that is stronger than the thing that she killed, which feels like a fucking cheat. It feels like a really crazy cheat that she can make a version of a monster they just defeated, and it is her version is stronger than the original. And so this manga follows a very simple format and very simple philosophy. The head of the combat department wants the errands department to do all the fucking errands. And they're going to make it like they've been stripping the budget out because they don't want it to be a department. They just want it to be students there that just do all the extra work so the combat department can get all the glory. And so our overpowered main characters, the third one I should say is spatial magic, which normally is just storage, but hey, you know what you can do when you use storage? What is storage magic? Storage magic is manipulating space and a different dimension. And normally you would just open up a portal and shove a bunch of stuff in there and then move on with your day. But you don't have to do that if, let's say, you only make a doorway of a storage for storage magic as a thin blade. Basically, you have a guillotine magic. You can just sever things and then store parts of a thing in subspace, which is insanely overpowered and fucking crazy that you could just do that. So they're very strong. And again, the formula is people want them to shut down, the budget's cut, they go out to become adventurers, they're going to conquer the dungeon, and they do very well, and there's people that try to sabotage them. They make some great friends along the way. There is like little minor characters that show up, like mini bosses that show up trying to mess with them, and they have to overcome those challenges, and they do it in unique and interesting ways. Like there's a religious zealot guy who has been asked to make their lives really annoying and get in their way, and they get rid of him by meeting with his god and being like, hey, one of your believers is really annoying, could you handle that? And then basically the god is just like, hey, if you keep bothering them, then you're done here, you're out. Which is just very fun and seems like overkill, but in a fun way. All right, so this doesn't. I did something wrong here. This little piece. Well, maybe I didn't. This piece is supposed to go into this. I don't know if it will or not. We're gonna find out. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. So I did do something wrong here. I did something wrong on this step because this piece should go in there, but this peg here should be on this side. So I did this wrong. This should be flipped over. It should go like this. This is how it should look. And it doesn't look like that. Or maybe it does. Yeah. But then this piece should be the other way. Okay, so I did something wrong. And I got to figure that out. Yeah, this should be like this. And this should go the other way. So either I did something wrong here, right? Let me look. Sorry, everybody. I'm annoyed. Yes. Okay, yeah. So one of these parts is just wrong, and I'm not sure how or why. But this should go. Yeah, this is wrong. I think this might just be on upside down. So I gotta go and fix it. But when I do the other side, it'll be better. So yeah, it's weird that they decided to just do this manga, and after the first arc, just to be like, and now find a different title. Don't just keep reading this one. I think that's weird, but whatever. It is like, you know, they give it a different name. You can find it, but it's a good time. The characters are fun. We are introduced to other people at that school, and they do have some other people that they hang out with, which is nice. God damn it! How do I get this apart now? I like have to figure out how to open all this up without breaking anything. It's very frustrating. I'm gonna get my spudger out. Oh yeah, so some good manga. Oh, this is frustrating. These instructions did me a little dirty here. I gotta basically just flip this piece over, but I don't know how to do that. I don't remember how to separate this. Oh, damn. Hopefully when I do the other side, it'll be a lot easier. I'm trying to separate all of this because I don't want to pull on this plastic because I think this will break. So I'm trying to separate it around here, but it's really tight because it's all connected very well. So I'm not sure where to put my spudger. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got it off. Great. Got that off. Okay, so let's look at how it's supposed to end up, and then we can kind of hopefully get this right. So this lives like this lives like that. So it looks like this. Then this piece is going to go like that. So then this would go like that. And then this has to go like this. No, that's not right. Look at this. Okay. All right. I think this is correct. It looks right. And then yeah, and it can fold over. All right. I think I did this correctly. This seems right. And then this is going to snap in like that. Okay. All right. And then when I do the other side, which I'm going to do now, I can hopefully do it correctly this time. But I can look at it as I'm doing it like that and hopefully do this correctly and not fuck everything up. But I should be able to see if I've done it correctly or not as I'm putting it together this time. We'll find out. Now's the part of the stream where I'm going to talk about an anime episode I watched, and I think you'll like this episode of Kusunoki's Garden of the Gods. If you haven't been watching this one, this is a very fun, easy to follow story. Our main character has innate abilities as an exorcist. He is an unbelievably talented exorcist, and he moved in since his grandfather passed away. The area that he's been in has been overwhelmed with evil spirits, which he is cleansing by just being there, and he has woken up many of the gods who are now moving in and living in his garden to get stronger and replenish themselves. And they have recently given him some magic abilities and some places to train his magic, which has been really nice, and he's been doing well with that. And the last episode was there's also so there's our guy Minato, and there's also Haruma, who is a exorcist who has discovered that basically he's the guy that's there to say, like, oh, you are doing great, you are very strong and cool and powerful, and you're helping a lot of people, and he's dealing with a lot of miasma around and trying to help out people that way. Minato has learned wind magic, and he is trying to get better at wind magic. So that is a big part of this episode. Kirin is still really nervous. One of the gods is still really nervous about Minato. Haruma, we previously knew that there was some miasma about, apparently there is a cursed doll, and Haruma is having trouble, and is just like, hey, this cursed doll is an evil spirit. It is above my pay grade, and it is so evil that regular exorcists can't even get near it, because it has its own dimension. It's in its own dimension, so like it can just escape to that, and then we're boned and we can't do shit. So like, would you be able to go help us out and fix this shit? And so like it is a problem there. So Minato's like, okay, yeah, all right. I'll go help you out. And then Yamagami, who is the spirit of the first spirit we meet, who is a cool dude, is like, oh, I'll send you some minor spirits to come give you a hand, and you'll be fine. I think like this might be kind of fucked, but I think you'll do okay. If you need to, I'll send some people. They go. Also, he gets a bunch of sweets in exchange for helping out. So that was the trade that they made. F-36, which is a good trade. Wait. Okay, yeah. F-36. There it is. Good. Inside the extra dimension, the doll injures the Martins and destroys Minato's shopping lists. Because remember, Minato, just by writing things down, imbues it with magic. Apparently, that's not enough, and they are dealing with stronger forces than previously assumed. So they got to work a little harder than that. And yeah, our guy Minato, for the first time, is in some form of peril. He is in some amount of trouble right now, which is, again, a new thing. All right, I'm going to make sure that I do this properly. This time, it goes like this. It goes like this. If I put this on here like that, then I can put this like that. And this should lock together. Oops, nope. That is not how that works. Oh, okay. I thought I was doing this correctly this time. This I know goes in like that. And then this will go like that. Should be how it goes. Yeah. Like that. And then this has to go in. I thought I was doing it right this time, but now I'm like, no, I'm not doing it right this time. Yeah. This core fighter is giving me some goddamn trouble. Wasn't expecting this to be the thing that was going to give me some trouble on tonight's stream. Like there, okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Why was that so fucking annoying? All right, now we can move on to the next part, which I think I'll be able to do right. Okay, so going back to the episode, and then, the spirit Yamagami sends some power their way. They incapacitate the doll, and then Minato writes on its face and cleanses it by writing directly onto the doll, thus cleansing the doll. And then apparently the reason why the doll became that way and became evil was because it was it was corrupted by a former god. And so Minato discovers, oh, well, that makes sense. Like, Minato is strong and can do a lot of stuff, but his normal just whatever writing, like his scrap paper writing, can't purify a god. But it turns out he has a leaf in his jacket from the world tree, the camphor tree in the jacket, and that powered him up in order to do it. He's like, well, okay. So we do know now a little bit that our boy, when push comes to shove, he can do some of these things, but he needs a little bit of assistance on occasion to like cleanse something with the power of a fallen god. So the god spirit is still there. He takes the leaf and writes directly onto the leaf, which powers it up enough to purify the god. The dimension they're in collapses, and thankfully they are helped by Fujin and Raijin, who help them escape, which is great. And this was like the most peril our main character has been in this one. This one, I mean, it's still a pretty chill show in general, but this one was like a little less chill than normal. A little weirder than previous episodes have been. And then Haruma shows up and hands Minato as thanks, because Minato definitely did put his life on the line with more sweets, which everybody's psyched about. And Minato thanks the tree for the leaf. And then it turns out that god that fallen god that had turned the doll evil, it is revealed to be Ho, the Phoenix, the fourth heavenly beast. It's H-O-O. It's Ho-Oh. It's fucking Ho-Oh, everybody. The Phoenix. Now we have all four heavenly beasts hanging out in the garden. The set he's collected the whole set. This was the missing piece. And that's cute and fun. Oop, I need K3. Again, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on a second. Sorry. Hell yeah, I hit the mute button in time. I don't always hit the mute button in time, but I did this time because I could feel it coming on. This was, again, the first episode where our main character was in any sort of trouble or peril, so that was kind of interesting to see. It is mostly a really light series, but even light series like this occasionally like to throw you a curveball, and in this case, that curveball was, oh shit. Oh shit, are we going to be okay? Is our guy going to be all right? And the answer is, of course, yes, he's going to be fine. It's going to be all right. Okay, so this is going to go in like this. Now I need F31, which is going to be this one here. We have a little time left in the stream. I'd love to hear from you, friends. What are you up to right now? What do you got going on? What are you up to? What are you into? What are you working on? You making any model kits? You playing any video games? Not much has changed for me since Saturday. Yesterday I watched some wrestling with some friends, and that was very fun. I watched some Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling ahead of their show, which normally would be this Sunday or Saturday, but in this case is next Monday. So it's really Saturday night for us because it is still Golden Week in Japan. And one of the things that is popular for Golden Week is to go to a sporting event. So pro wrestling does very fucking well this time of year. So their big show is actually a Monday in Japan, so a Sunday late night. So I won't be able to see their next big show, Yes Wonderland, until the following week, which is okay. But I did watch the show last night with some people in a Discord, and that was a lot of fun. And cool times. Cool times. It was neat. So I think this can separate. This pops out a little bit. Is that okay? So that goes like that. There's a lot going on. I know this is a master grade, but still, there's a lot to this ding dang thing. It's pretty wild how much of this thing there is. How many steps and pieces there are for this core fighter. Other than that, unfortunately I did not play D&D on Sunday, but I did have a meeting with the people still in my D&D crew. We had a nice, I'll say this, we had a nice meeting to discuss the possibilities of doing stuff in the future, which is progress, because we have not been able to even have that for a while. So it was nice to have something like that. I can't fully tell if I've done this correctly or not, but I think I have. Whatever. So we did have a meeting, which is good, to talk about if we are going to. We for a while there, we were just doing one-shots because we weren't ready to commit to another full campaign. So we were doing one-shots and hanging out. And then we kind of stopped doing that for a while, which was a shame. And now we're like trying to schedule more one-shots. People's schedules change and interests kind of wane. But I think we're figuring out that there's like 4 of us that want to be consistent and have Sundays, enough of a Sunday free that we can continue to do stuff together. And so now it's just like figuring out if we want to do D&D one-shots and who's going to run that, or if we want to do a variety like we were doing before, or if we want to get some new members and start up a new full campaign, which myself personally, I would be happy to just do one-shots and do a variety again, or just do a D&D one-shot. I'm up for anything. I just want to play games with my friends and hang out. So I'm up for whatever. I have not bought Marathon, but I am getting close to caving because that is the multiplayer game of choice for my multiplayer crew. That is the game people are playing the most. I've been trying to get a Helldivers 2 session together, and it has not gone well. I have not been able to get enough people together to play. So, and I don't really like extraction shooters. And I know this is a good one of those, but that doesn't really matter to me because I don't want any of them. So I might end up just doing it just because that's where a bunch of my friends are, what they're playing right now, and I want to play with my friends. So I might end up getting Marathon, even though again I don't really want to. I don't know. I'm not being peer pressured. It's just that's what my friend group is playing, and I would like to have some multiplayer sessions with the friend group. So, again, not being pressured, but also that's just kind of the choice that I would have to make if I want to make a choice. Align with grooves. Fit tightly as they'll go. Okay. All right, that goes in there like that, I guess. And we'll do... All right, and there's a piece that's going to go in. And there's a bonus part that goes in there. Okay. All right. Figure it out. Last Rick says, watched Mystery Wrestling, which was a fun show. Yeah, I've only watched half of it. I got to check the rest of it. But it had some incredible production values. They put the Invisible Man through a door. I did see that clip. Yes, I did see that. I have not seen that match yet. I've only seen some of the card, but I do want to watch the rest of it. A chair managed to make its own entrance. Also watched the Hudsutter Posse, which isn't my favorite, but it's still a fun time. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a long time, and I bet I wouldn't like it as much as I liked it, but I did really like it. So I don't know. Maybe I could get on board with it. Marathon is on sale. A new egg for $27 right now. God damn it, Lashbrook, you're enabling me. Maybe I'll get. Maybe I'll get it. I don't know. At the end of when this stream is over, I might end up going and getting that. I don't know. I might. I'm saying I might. I don't know. Might not. Lord Crash was playing Snap and Grab, which is fun while also being rough and a bit buggy at times. Yes. They did do a patch. They did a launch patch that came out a couple hours after the game launched on Friday. So make sure you're up to date with that and get your patch if you haven't already. But it is a little rough. It is episodic, so they'll learn as they go. I have not tried that. I want to go in. I'm not going in cold. But I do want to, I am kind of just like waiting to see how I end up feeling about Snap and Grab tomorrow. The Steam cloud is broken, so I can't play it on my Steam Deck without starting over. That's a shame, Lord Crashington. That is a shame if you want to go between devices. That's good to know. I am going to be playing on my PC, and I'm going to be playing tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you're around, please come and hang out for that, because that will be fun to go and play. It'll be a good time. That's 14, so that's the top piece here. But yeah, I am excited to play Snap and Grab tomorrow on stream. I'll also code giveaway. I mentioned it before. I have, let me look to see how many codes do I have on this. I have 3 codes to give away because I was sent a code for me to use, and I was sent 3 codes to give away, which is radical. So I will be again making sure that 3 people get those codes. I remembered how to do that in Nightbot. I have done it one time before, where I did a giveaway of something. So this is now the second time, but I had to like remember how to do it in Nightbot. But I have remembered, so I will be doing it in Nightbot, and that'll work out just fine. That'll be good. Okay, so then this goes like this into the back piece, goes into the grooves, and then we'll work on the last of this core fighter, which also has wheels that can go in there, and then it can transform, and then it fits in as a backpack, and we'll figure all that out there. Very complicated core fighter, but it's cool. Got a lot going on. But there's a lot going on with this thing. Oh, it goes like that. And yeah. A lot going on with this thing. Okay. Yeah, so whoops. That popped right off. We'll finish this thing up on Thursday. Hell yeah. Just take a photo of this right now, and that'll be how we end the stream here. But even though the building is done, the stream isn't over until we go on a raid. That's right, that's how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff and go spend a little time with them. That is how we're going to, wrap everything up here. So I encourage you to come along with me as we go. Not a lot of us here tonight, which is okay. We'll go and hang out. Normally we would raid Mary Kish because it's a Monday, but Jeff Gersman has been streaming for half an hour, and I'm going to end up there anyway as a moderator. So let's go raid Jeff Gersman as he plays Saros. So we'll go do that. So feel free to come along on this raid. And then a reminder, my next stream is tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, checking out Snap and Grab. I'm very excited to try that game out, so feel free to come along on that. Come along and enjoy that tomorrow. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.